In this video we continue the training course for local governments accelerating innovation in local governments, innovative social services and supportive measures for well-aging. The EU Charter of Fundamental Rights states that EU citizens have the right to protection of their personal data. It should be noted that the data protection package adopted in May 2016 aims to make Europe fit for the digital age. The right to privacy is part of the 1950 European Convention on Human Rights, which states everyone has the right to respect for his private and family life, his home and his correspondence. From this basis, the European Union has sought to ensure the protection of this right through legislation. The General Data Protection Regulation is the tallest privacy and security law in the world. Though it was drafted and passed by the European Union, it imposes obligations onto organizations anywhere, so long as they target or collect data related to people in the EU. The General Data Protection Regulation defines some legal terms. Personal data is any information that relates to an individual who can be directly or indirectly identified. Names and email addresses are obviously personal data. Location information, ethnicity, gender, biometric data, religious beliefs, web cookies, and political opinions can also be personal data. The General Data Protection Regulation defines data processing, any action performed on data, whether automated or manual. The examples cited in the text include collecting, recording, organizing, structuring, storing, using, erasing, so basically anything. Data control, the person who decides why and how personal data will be processed. If you're an owner or employee in your organization who handles data, this is you. If you want to process data, you have to do so according to 7 protection and accountability principles outlined in the General Data Protection Regulation. Lawfulness, fairness and transparency. Processing must be lawful, fair, and transparent to the data subject. Purpose limitation. You must process data for the legitimate purposes specified explicitly to the data subject when you collected it. Data minimization. You should collect and process only as much data as absolutely necessary for the purposes specified. Accuracy. You must keep personal data accurate and up to date. Storage limitation. You may only store personally identifying data for as long as necessary for the specified purpose. Integrity and confidentiality. Processing must be done in such a way as to ensure appropriate security, integrity, and confidentiality, for example by using encryption. Accountability. The data controller is responsible for being able to demonstrate GDPR compliance with all of these principles. There are strict new rules about what constitutes consent from a data subject to process their information. Consent must be freely given, specific, informed and unambiguous. Requests for consent must be clearly distinguishable from the other matters and presented in clear and plain language. Data subjects can withdraw previously given consent whenever they want, and you have to honor their decision. You can't simply change the legal basis of the processing to one of the other justifications. Children under 13 can only give consent with permission from their parent. You need to keep documentary evidence of consent. More than 90% of Europeans say they want the same data protection rights across the EU, regardless of where their data is processed. The regulation is an essential step to strengthen individuals' fundamental rights in the digital age and facilitate business by clarifying rules for companies and public bodies in the digital single market. EU countries have set up national bodies responsible for protecting personal data in accordance with Article 8(3) of the Charter of Fundamental Rights of the EU. Data protection is a very important aspect of local authorities as they manage the sensitive information of their residents, businesses and employees. The protection of this data is necessary because it ensures privacy and security of individuals, prevents data breaches and maintains public trust. It should not be forgotten that any innovations, new changes, solutions with regard to silver economy provisions in the lives of people or communities will not be easy if there is no real leadership to implement the changes. And it doesn't matter who will be leading the necessary changes, the mayor, council or ordinary community members. It is important to act in such a way that people trust the leader and approve the decisions. What is the importance of leadership? Leaders provide guidance, inspiration, and motivation when achieving goals. They help to create a vision and rally people around a common cause. Leaders possess the necessary skills and knowledge to make informed decisions and solve problems effectively. Without strong leadership, achieving success on both an individual and organizational level would be difficult. Therefore, healthy, effective leadership is essential for any business to reach its full potential. Core skills of a leader of 21 age are 1. Relationship building. 2. Inspiring communication. 3. Critical thinking. 4. Innovation, change, and agility. 5. Motivating employees and community members. 6. Developing and coaching others. 7. Collaboration and teamwork. In order to be a great leader, you have to care deeply about people. Treating people with care, honesty and respect is the essence of loving leadership. Over time, people imitate the leader's behavior and begin to care and respect others. This creates a culture where people feel safe, seen and acknowledged. People in the local community become passionate. These passions lie in customers and clients who become fans of the proposed changes. You must always remember that when working with people, you must not forget 3 components of success: knowledge, abilities, and attitude, are represented by the tried and true idea known as the triangle of success. The words that are frequently used as synonyms for the term ability include competency, aptitude, capacity, potential, proficiency, and more that. This is the end of the introduction to the training program for local government members. We briefly reviewed the main components of Silver Economy provisions. The Argentum project partners will explain the Silver Economy provisions much more detail in the following modules of this training program. Thank you for your attention.